Okay guys, it's Jordy at Carving Fusion here. This piece of cottonwood bark is about a foot tall. I'd say 3 inches thick, 2.5, 3 inches wide at the thickest part there. I'm going to be carving a wood spirit today, okay? Wood carving, a wood spirit. For the wood carving, I'm going to be using this Kutzall Extreme Flame Burr, 100% my go-to burr. If you want to get these Kutzalls, go to the description below. Just right below of this video, you'll see a little arrow. Hit that little arrow, and a whole menu will open up to get you to my Instagram page, my Facebook page, and all the wood carving tools page for my Amazon. So this is a Kutzall Extreme Flame on my Dremel 4000 with the Dremel flex shaft. These are more Kutzall burrs I'm going to be using. This is the Extreme Taper burr. Kind of plugged up. I need to clean it. This is a less aggressive Extreme Taper burr. This is a reverse cone. I believe this is a taper burr too. And I'll be using this aluminum cutting burr for doing the hairs, the beard hairs, and the eyebrows and stuff like that. So guys, this is going to be a full talk through video. It's not going to be a how-to, but you can watch how I do my wood spirit from the very beginning to the very end, how I draw it on. And today I'm going to talk about something I've been wanting to do for a while for my regular subscribers and now friends. I want to explain what happened the day of my injury, and what happened and how I got into art from that. So yeah, if you're not into, this isn't the poor me Jordy video, okay? If you're not into listening to my story, then I just suggest you find another video to watch. You can see 2 full tutorial videos how to do the wood spirits on my playlists. They're like series, like 4 videos how to do this. Just look at my playlist. Okay, so let's get this game started. Yep. So first of all, guys, I'm going to use my Fordham Industrial Flex Shaft and Industrial Handpiece. I got the Fordham SR series, and I got a Kutzall, 1/4-inch Kutzall Extreme Flame Burr inside there. So you can see the size difference from the Fordhams to the Dremels, okay? This is 1/8 burr. This is 1/4-inch burr. Both extreme flame burrs. Okay, so I'm going to clean up the whole piece with this Fordham for now. Okay, guys, before I start talking about my story, excuse me, I want to say how much I really love this Fordham. No, I'm not sponsored by Fordham. Fordham doesn't even know who I am. But once I upgraded to the industrial flex shaft and handpiece, I never break flex shafts anymore, guys. With this Fordham, they run a lot slower than Dremels, but they got a lot more power. So it's more like a tugboat compared to a speedboat. Dremel being speedboat, the Fordham being a tugboat, right? It can pull more weight, but a lot slower speed. So yeah, it was probably one of the greatest investments I made in switching over to the industrial flex shaft and handpiece. And mind you guys, you have to also buy the handpiece when you buy the industrial flex shaft. You can't use your key drive. The industrial handpiece and flex shaft is square drive. The normal Fordham handpiece and flex shaft is key drive, and the key drive won't fit into the square drive, and the square drive won't fit into the key drive. So anyways, this is just me babbling right now, showing you how I'm removing all the hard outer surface off the bark. And yeah, okay. I can't speed it up. I've already edited this video, and I didn't realize that I needed to do some more voiceover. You can see me drawing on the center line here and the nose placement. Okay guys, it's very important to do your nose placement on your piece, because the nose will be like where you want where your piece is going to be, basically, right? So try and make both sides of the nose the same. You see how much depth I've given the bridge of that nose too? I made it thicker. I can take it down later on. See, I'm fixing the nose again, making both bottom sides of the nose the same pitch and the same length. Because if you don't do that, you'll get one piece of the mustache that's big and one that's thin. So yeah, anyways, here comes the real talk through coming up, and I don't know, you guys, let me know what you think. Okay guys, so here we go for the dreaded talk through video. I'm not very good at these talk through videos here, so but why I decided to make this video and talk through here, so because, well, number one, wood spirits are my favorite thing to carve, and I know lots of people in the world of carving fusion, the world of wood carvers channel likes to carve the wood spirits too. And guys, they're big sellers. Like, I still carve it, I'm still selling them. Like 6,000 later, right? This one's kind of rushed. You'll see in the video what's going on. Just kind of, I don't know. But I just feel like I should explain what happened to me from my injury, what got me into art. And because I know there's lots of my normal subscribers and lots becoming online friends now that are wondering kind of like, yeah, you fell off a roof, but what happened? So okay, so I said in lots of my videos, I was a troubled youth growing up and getting into trouble, this and that, blah blah blah. I quit school in grade 9. And sorry guys, if I gotta backtrack, it's because I forget, because it is because of my brain injury, I forget, but all of a sudden it come back to me. But I quit school in grade 9 and I went roofing. So I don't even know what I started roofing when I was 13 years old for a big old fat German guy named Wolfgang. Oh yeah. But anyways, so I did roofing for, I don't know, on and off for years and years, getting in and out of trouble and stuff like that. But it was my go-to job when I wanted to try and, you know, be good. So as time went on, I worked through roofing. I worked through some steel shops. I went and got my Class 1 driver's license to drive the semi-trucks. I worked in a steel shop fabricating bridges. I was a laborer, but I started fabricating myself. I ended up going to school for ironworking, apprentice. I finished the course, but that didn't really work out for me, and I didn't go in that direction. So I always reverted back to roofing because I was good at it. And you guys, like, roofing, most of you know roofing's a terrible job. You know, like, you're out there in the summertime and beating sun, you're out there in the rain, it's a physical job. And this is before they had the lifts to load the shingles onto the roof, right? Like, I used to have to carry up all the bundles on my shoulder, sometimes 2 stories, 3 stories up, you know, cedar bundles on my shoulders, right? So it was a real physical job. And I used to say, anyways, so time went on. I started my own roofing company, and I believe in 2004 or 2005 or something like that. It was called Top Dog Roofing. My buddies, my best friends, worked for me because some of them were roofers too. And it was a great company. It was getting very prosperous, and everything was going great. At one point I had like 3 or 4 crews working for me on different jobs and stuff like that. And I eventually got off the roof, and I was just running around doing quotes and stuff like that, right? So let's get to the point here. So this talk through does have a few points too, so you might want to stick around till the end to see what the points are. But some people, if you don't want to hear my story, well, then just don't watch it and move on, right? So it was on a Sunday, I believe. It was January, like a January 19th. It was in 2010 that the accident happened. It was a job about half an hour away from my house. It was moving a heater pipe for one of those electric fireplaces, electric fireplace, and it was a heater pipe. But I didn't really know too much about the ducting. So my best friend Doug, he went to school for like sheet metal work and stuff like that, and he did that job for a long time. Sheet metal work, so he knew about the ducting and different temperatures and stuff like that. So I got the ducting. So Doug came and helped me with that, so he could do the ducting inside the attic, and I could move I could cut it was a tile roof. It was about 10-12 pitch with hidden gutters. If any of you are roofers, right? So the gutters are like 2x10s, right? They're not your typical aluminum gutters. So Doug was inside. It was not a raining day, but it was a damp day. It was just like a dark day, like it was in the beginning of the new year, right? So you know all that it's kind of winter time, right? Getting in there. And Doug was inside the attic changing. I cut the tiles, the cement tiles, right? And got the ducting out. And Doug was inside moving the attic, moving the ducting. Sorry guys, this is hard. This is I get confused. Doug was moving the ducting over to a relocation about 5 feet from where it was because Buddy was moving his fireplace. He was doing a renovation. Yeah, the homeowner was doing a renovation inside the house, right? Moving the fireplace over. So everything was going good. I got the hole cut out. I got the new hole cut in for the ducting, and Doug was moving the ducting inside the attic. Repeat. Jesus. So there was a bunch of little pieces, say like the size of baseballs, but square, lying on the roof. So I decided, like it was kind of a steep roof, I decided that I was going to kick all the pieces into the gutter, like aiming up towards the roof. So I was basically on my hands and my feet, looking up towards the roof and kicking the pieces down. And well, here we go. Okay, so that was basically the last thing I remember. The next thing I remember is I opened my eyes and I'm looking at the cement and the garage door. Like I'm like about 2 feet away from about a foot away from the bottom of the garage door and cement, where the bottom of the garage door and cement connect. And I'm looking at that and I'm like, why am I looking at a garage door? Why am I looking at the bottom of the garage door? Why am I lying on the cement? Something's not right. I don't know why I'm lying here. Why am I lying here? And I roll over. I don't remember too of this, but I roll over and I see everything's red and gray and dark, and it was like I was in. It was like not hell, but it was like I was in some place where it was just dark and everything was red and windy and blowing, and it was weird. And I knew something was wrong, and I can't explain it, guys. Something was wrong. And all I heard and I'm not lying when I say this, all I heard in my head was, get up, Jordy. Get up. Get up, Jordy. Get up. So I put my hands on the cement, and I don't remember feeling any pain or anything. I put my hands on the cement and I pushed myself up. And I didn't know where I was. I finally stood up. I didn't know where I was. I didn't know what was going. But something told me, you guys, this is right out of fucking left field. Okay? Something told me, go to the door, Jordy. Go to the door. Go to the door. And everything was diluted. Everything was blurry. Like I said, my hands were crimped like crazy arthritis. I can't explain it. And I looked at my hands and there was blood on them, and it just says, go to the door, Jordy. Go to the door. So I looked at the door and everything else was blurry, but there was a clear path to the door. So I walked to the door and it says, knock on the door, Jordy, knock on the door. But be quiet because there's little kids in the house and you don't want them to see you. This is true, guys. This is true. So I went to the door, I knocked on the door. It was 40 feet, guys, a clear path. I walked to the door 40 feet. I knocked on the door really lightly, I think. And then I sat on, they had two cement stairs there. I sat on the stairs with my back towards the door. Okay? And all of a sudden, somebody came to the door. I don't remember too much of this. And I just told them, I says, help or something. Or I said, I don't know what I said. I says, I think I'm hurt or something. I don't remember. But I remember being so friggin' cold and just wanting water. And Doug was there. I remember hearing Doug's voice, and you're going to be okay, George. It's okay. And this is 10 years ago, guys. But I remember them saying ambulance is on the way, and ambulance is on the way. And I remember the ambulance guys, I guess, came, the paramedics or whatever, and I remember them saying, I remember I had to get up. And they said, he stepped. That's good. I remember hearing something subliminal in my head. He stepped. That's a good thing. So I don't remember getting in the ambulance. I don't remember the ambulance ride. I don't remember hearing the sirens or anything like that. The last thing I remember is, this is one of the points to my story, okay? The last thing I remember is, it's your lucky day, Jordy. You're going on a helicopter ride, okay? So I guess what happened was, the ambulance took me to the nearest school field, called the helicopter and said this guy needs to get medevaced to the hospital or he's not going to make it. So it was funny because there was a friend in the field that day and he told me that he saw the whole thing. Not a friend, acquaintance, told me he saw the whole thing. There was 3 soccer games going on, different sections of the field. They cleared the whole field, okay? A helicopter came in, the ambulance pulled up, and they took me from the ambulance to the helicopter. And took me to the hospital. But he saw the whole thing, my buddy said. I goes, like a month, 2 months later, he goes, I can't believe that was you, man. I can't believe that was you. I saw the helicopter come in. I saw the ambulance. My kid was playing soccer in that field. And this place is an hour and a half away from my house, guys. So, one point of that story is with the helicopter. Last thing I heard was, Jordy, it's your lucky day you're going on a helicopter ride. Okay? I just felt this impact of these doors closing and everything compressing. It was like, whoop. It's your lucky day, Jordy, going on a helicopter ride, and everything just going whoop with a click and the doors closing. That's the last thing I remember. Now, this is why Ben's studio on the lake, you know, like, I know you're a helicopter for the war. You flew the Black Hawks helicopters. I think that's cool as fuck, man. And also, I just want to say, I think it's really cool, your job that you do. You drive helicopter. I think you drive the ambulance helicopter, I believe that's what you do now. So that's what brought me closer to your channel and closer to wanting being your friend, because I've always wanted to find out who that helicopter operator was and who the ambulance drivers were and say thank you to them. But I haven't. I didn't do it. I think it's too late to do it now. I've always wanted to say thank you. Because your job that you do, you know, like, here's somebody talking right now that's been injured. I'm on the foots of death, Ben. You know, in the stretcher. I don't know what the fuck's going on. I'm basically dead. And you help, somebody like you helped save my life. So that's what brought me closer to wanting to support your channel and wanting to be your friend, man. Because you have a very important job. You do. So anyways, guys, so thanks for the job that you do, Ben. I mean it. So anyways, I guess what happened when I fell off the roof, my family gathered at the hospital. This is a story. Like, there was probably like 15 people there. My real dad was there. My mom died 2 years earlier. I believe it was my mother's spirit telling me to get off the ground, Jordy. She's the one that guided me to the door. You know, I got up by nobody saw me fall. Nobody saw me lying there. The puddle of blood on the driveway was huge, and it was thick. I don't know how long I was there. Nobody saw. I did it myself. I got up myself. I had my right skull bone on everything was on my right side. My right, they call the skull bone flap, was shattered. Not too shattered, it was repairable. But my doctor said it was broken in like 10 pieces on the right side. I had a subdermal hematoma in my head. That's like a huge blood clot on the side of my head. My doctor said my whole brain was bleeding. I had a collapsed lung. I had 14 breaks on 4 ribs on the right side. 14 breaks on 4 ribs on the right side. A separated shoulder. And this is what saved my life. Besides the paramedics and doctors and everybody. I had a ruptured eardrum. So all the blood, because people that get serious head injuries, all the blood compresses inside your head and it squishes your brain and that's lights out. All the blood that was coming out of my brain was leaking out my ruptured eardrum. My doctor said, you smashed your head so hard on the ground, Jordy, it ruptured your eardrum so bad that all the blood could drain out of your ear. So my family met at the hospital and they told me, the surgeon says, we know Jordy has a serious brain injury. We have to have emergency surgery on him. We got to get rid of that hematoma. We got to fix his skull. I got to see what's going on inside his. I got to see what has happened to his brain. So we won't know till tomorrow, till Jordy wakes up. He goes, I don't know. Even looking at his brain, I just don't know. So I guess my friends waited around all. They left the hospital after my surgery. They said the surgery was surgery, but imagine how they felt, not knowing till the next day if I was going to be alive or not, right? That's what hurts me the most, is my family and friends waiting that night to find out the news the next day. Jordy's going to be getting health food with it, getting fed food with a spoon, or if I'm going to be in a wheelchair, or if I'm going to even be alive or not. If I'm just going to be in a coma, a permafry, right? Blind, deaf, and mute. Worst nightmare for anybody. Blind, deaf, and mute, and paralyzed. Stuck inside your own body. That's my worst nightmare. You can think, but you can't see, you can't talk, and you can't move. You have to live inside your own thoughts. It's never been a poor me, poor Jordy. Ever. Never once. I have taken responsibility for all my actions. Everything. I've never blamed anything on anybody. I've always taken... if I did something wrong, I'd man up to it and I'd say I did it wrong. But this time wasn't my fault. I fell off the roof. I landed on my head. So I'm not going to get on to as time went on and things like that. Like, a long story short, they fixed my skull. They got rid of the hematoma. They stopped all the bleeding inside my brain. I guess they cauterized the little vessels. I didn't have to go to rehab or anything like that, because the day after a couple days after my surgery, when I was aware and going on, I said to my doctor, the neurosurgeon came in. The guy was so intense to me. That man, he was a brain surgeon, neurosurgeon. He was so intense to me, okay? This guy was the most intense fucker in the world. And I know some pretty serious, intense people. This guy was, and he came in, and I thought he was the tallest man I've ever seen in my life, this guy. He's not that tall, the same height as me, 5'10" and a half. But he was a giant. This big giant came into the room because he looked at my brain and he fixed me. And I said, what happened? What's wrong with my brain? Everything's different. Guys, I woke up and everything's different. And it still is today. Everything's different for me. I think different. I see different. I feel different. I smell different. I touch different. I've had to readjust. I've recreated my life. I said to him, what happened? He goes, well, Jordy, you had a subdermal hematoma and a broken skull, and we had to replace your skull. I says, can you speak in English so I understand, please, doc? He goes, well, Jordy, your whole brain... I said, was there a little bleed in my brain or something? He goes, no, Jordy, your whole brain was bleeding. I had to go around and fix all these little things that were bleeding from your brain. You had this... On the side of your brain, you had a thing like a pancake. It was all coagulated blood. And I said, what does that mean? He goes, well, it was just blood that was getting hard. And it was like a pancake. So I took that out. And I fixed you up, Jordy. He goes, Jordy, you should be in a coma right now. He goes, I am absolutely amazed. You should be in a coma. I'm amazed I'm talking to you. And he goes, you guys, this guy's license plate is 007. Okay, that's how this guy is. His license plate is like James Bond 007. Dr. Matischuk. He goes, you should be in a coma. And he goes, and another thing I just don't understand, Jordy, after that, I can see how hard your skull was broke, how bad your skull was broken, and your brain was bruised and bleeding, how hard the hit was. He goes, I can't believe that you even woke up. Most people wouldn't have, and most people wouldn't have had the strength to know to get up. Most people wouldn't even know they had to get up. He goes, how did you know? I said, doctor, I think it was my mother's spirit telling me. Get up, Jordy. Get up. I did. I got up. Anyways, guys, so moving forward on this bullshit story here. See, I was carving in the eyes there, and those eyes look stupid. They kind of look, they're not stupid, but they just look a little bit too cartoony for me. So I end up carving the eyes out. So in my recovery, I moved in with my stepdad where my mom lived. I said she died 2 years previous, so it's where I live now. I live where my mom died. My mom died just below me in the living room down here. I'm talking, doing this voiceover, looking at the wood spirit I just carved, sitting at my table, drinking a coffee. Anyways, stay on track. So throughout my recovery, like I said, I had 4 surgeries due to complications, infections getting inside my head. Okay, that's the worst part about it. But I'm not going to keep going on about that. But my recovery, I found art. And here's another point, guys. If you're going through some kind of recovery and you're unable to go outside of the house, or you're stuck inside the house, or you got bad anxiety, or you got this, or you got a missing leg, or you got this or that or this, we all have our own mountains to climb. I'm almost at the top of my mountain, okay? And I'm climbing that mountain with my art in my hand. I'm creating. It's not the best, but it's helped save my life. I wrote a book. You can see that in the description below. You can buy it on Amazon for like $10 or something. I don't friggin' know. I've sold maybe 5 copies online. I don't really care. I basically wrote it for my friends to tell them how I felt at the time. I self-produced it. Self-promoted it, or self or whatever, published it. Cost me like $5,000 or whatever. But then I had to do something after I wrote my book, so I started drawing and I started painting. And I can't paint worth a shit, guys. I can't draw worth a shit. I can't. And then the painting, I just said it's not working for me. I'm not good at it. So that's when I said, I got to try wood carving. And I had a few buddies say, nah, don't start wood carving. And I says, no, I'm going to start wood carving. So I started wood carving, and that's when I fell in love with a passion. So here's another point, guys. If you can't draw worth a shit or sing worth a shit, try something else. Try making puzzles. Try putting puzzles together. It's working your brain. It's exercising your brains. It's putting your hands to work. Your eyes and hands. It's coordinating your eyes with your hands and getting both to work together. And that's making your brain work. It's making your brain think about all the unnegative stuff that's going on in your life. It's focusing on that piece at hand. It's not focusing on the shitty day that you had today, or the shitty day that you had yesterday, or it's not focusing on your brain injury, or it's not focusing on the finger that you just lost. It's not focusing on your parents. It's just not focusing on anything negative. It's not focusing on anything. It's focusing on that piece of art. And it takes away all the bullshit. It really does. And why do you think I carve every day, guys? I hit it hard. I am non-stop carving. I carve every day because I don't want any bullshit in my life. I don't want to be reminded of my brain injury. Because when I'm not carving, I'm sitting there watching TV, or I'm outside, or I'm driving, or I'm doing something, or I'm looking at something. I always feel my injury. The only time I don't feel my injury is when I'm carving. Even right now talking, doing this voiceover, I feel my injury. I feel it. I see different, like I say, I'm not going to repeat myself, but I feel it. And that's just like you too, guys. You're going to feel what you're going through if you're not focused on something. That's why I say, focus on art. Find art. Let art find you, guys. Let it find you. Because it's going to help you. Even if you suck, repetitive. Keep doing it over again. You're eventually going to get better. You're going to eventually see what's happening. You're going to see the shape happening. And then it's going to start working more for you. Then you're going to get faster. Here I am cutting out the eyes because I didn't like them. Simple, guys. Practice your eyes. If you don't like them, cut them out. I got to take a break from wood carving. This is going to be my last wood carving for a little while, maybe even 2 weeks, a month. I want to keep creating, guys. Okay, I have to. Without wood carving, what the fuck am I gonna do? Yeah, I got lots of friends. I can go hang out, go do this, go do that, go do this. But I'm a loner. I like spending time. Like, I'm not a recluse, but I do like spending time by myself because that's what I do. That's how I fix me. Here I am putting the hanger hole in the back. Sign it, people. That's how I fix me. If any of you guys are still here, maybe nobody's even watching this video anymore. Maybe it's just whatever. But so I've opened up another YouTube account. Guess what it's called? It's called Let Art Find You. So when I can't wood carve, I like creating, guys. I'm not doing this to make money. I'm not pushing anything to make money. It's because I'm having fun. I'm 45 years old. I'm going to be 46 in a week. But I finally found something that I love and having fun. And it just takes me to do it. I can do it by myself. And I got no better joy than meeting all these new online friends. I'm not going to start mentioning names because then the name list will never stop. But you all know who you are. You guys, you're part of my life too now. I used to make fun of my son for having online friends. I did. I said, "What's with online fucking friends? That's bullshit." He goes, "No, Dad, it's the way the world's going." So anyways, just find something that you love to do, guys. I hope you can understand my story a bit more now. I think I'm kind of done talking. Here I am using Polyshade. I'm using two different colors, mahogany. And so the mahogany will go on the top. And then black will be for the rest of it. So anyways, guys, for my new channel, it's going to be just making different sorts of things for art. I don't know. I tell you, one thing my first video is going to do is be making freaking paper airplanes. I used to love to make the paper airplanes when I was a kid, so that's going to be the first video for that. Just a simple thing just to get the channel started. It's not. I'm going to be more focused on Carving Fusion channel here, right? Because wood carving is what I love to do. But the other channel is going to be like stained glass, finding little art projects, just to keep myself busy. And I don't know, maybe you will. That channel will be like me flying my drone. Me flying my drone, going on road trips. Just this Carving Fusion channel needs to be based on wood carving, right? I don't want to switch it up because YouTube suggests you don't do that. So the other channel will just be for art and Jordy being Jordy, right? So, but this is my #1 channel, guys, and it will always be my #1 channel. And because there's going to be other things on the channel where I don't even know what the fuck I'm doing. Even here, I don't even know what the fuck I'm doing. What the fuck are you doing, Jordy? I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. What the fuck are you doing? I don't know what the fuck you're doing. Pardon my language. But I'm glad I could share my story about the day I fell off the roof. Now, most of you, all of you that has stuck around to watch the end of this video knows the true story, what happened. So just enjoy the music, and thanks, guys. I support you more than you support me. Okay, guys, so there you have it. That's how I started carving wood spirits. And this one, since it's a special wood spirit, is going to get sent to a good friend of mine. Thanks for watching the video, everybody, and I hope my story some way, somehow can help you.